Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. Apa khabar? I wanted to first thank you for the chance to take this interview and also congratulate you
My
on your
pleasure.
win to start.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Okay, so first of all, just to start this interview, I wanted to get your initial thoughts and feelings on after this series. The team spoke yesterday on how EDG managed to come away with a win last time in Madrid, so you guys were kind of looking for that rematch, and you managed to get it on their home turf, no less.
Yeah.
So must have felt pretty amazing.
I don't know. I mean, we didn't want to be the team to knock EDG out,
Hmm.
I don't think anyone wants to be because that's like painful thing for them. When I look at them, it looks really like it hurts them, and they're good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the revenge is great, but I think they just like they've been struggling a little bit. I think a lot of pressure. So hopefully when we next play them, I mean, we play them every event almost.
Mhm.
When we next play them, I think it will be a lot better. I think a closer game.
Okay. Um, I wanted to ask you on that sort of shift on buying, but I think you answered that in the
Yep.
press conference already. So I'll move on to Sunset then. You guys pivoted away from the KO in favor of the Breach, which is something we're seeing a lot more teams do. You guys were one of the early adopters of this sort of Gecko KO combo on Sunset. So what made you guys shift away from it?
I think if we were still running no duelist, we would still be running KO because I think it allows Forsaken to make a lot more plays. I think did a lot of self-sacrificing this event, and I think his stats are showing. We're going to try and fix that ASAP.
Hmm.
It's just simply so that we can enable race plays better.
I see. So it's sort of because I wanted to ask in the same vein as well. We noticed that I think in an earlier interview, Forsaken spoke on how he wanted to enable Jing a lot more, so he's been shifting to a lot more initiators. So it's all part of this same sort of game plan to get Jing back in.
Yeah, because I mean, if you haven't played for 5 months, I mean, for him must have been like 8 months. So he hasn't played for 8 months, and when you come into play, I think it's very important that we get him up and running. You know what I mean? Because he can really, I think, he can make or break your career. If you lose your confidence halfway through.
Yep.
The way we play, you need to have like ultimate confidence that it's going to work, even if it fails. And I we didn't want to be like running into a situation where he has self doubt. So I think what we did was we tried to enable him as best as we can. So far, I mean, that's what we're doing. I would like to move away from that soon
Hmm.
because I want Forsaken to play like his game again. But he's definitely not playing the way he usually does, which is something we'll be addressing like throughout the event, and hopefully if we make it the champions, that would be ready.
Okay. Where do you think this breaking point is going to be? Where you think you can start shifting away? Where you think Jing's now been stabilized and you guys can sort of go back to the way Forsaken's been playing?
I mean, we would win now. It's just hard to do during an event. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because a lot of stuff are just prepared specifically so that Jing can frag. So as soon as this event ends, and then we get like weekly matches, I think that's a good time for us to like try and pivot from this and help Forsaken play the best as he can.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, as I touched on earlier, the main story circulating around PRX in stage one has been Jing's return.
Yep.
So as much as we don't want to, of course, it generates this sort of comparison between the roster that you guys had at Madrid and kickoff with Monyet, and then now the one with Jing returning again. So comfort's obviously been the main talking point. You bring back this guy that you've had for many years. Was that the defining element? Was comfort the defining element that determined this end decision to bring back Jing, to swap out Monyet, or because we were starting to see you guys sort of hit a stride with Monyet?
I think, yeah, I mean, we've been meeting for 3 years, and I personally believe that I misprofiled Chaya Monyet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's a way better control player than he is a duelist,
Mm-hmm.
but he is not a bad duelist. It's because he hasn't played for like a year and a half, I think, and then I forced him back on race. And the way the game works is like you need to be constantly playing your agents against Scrim so that you understand what's going on and how you can play around the meta.
Yep.
And you know exactly what to do. And because we put him on race, it's gonna take super long for him to get good at it. Whereas if I actually like tried to make it play a lot more double controller,
Mm-hmm.
I think we would have done slightly better in Madrid. Meaning, I think we would have given Jinggg a closer fight or Sentinels a closer fight.
Yeah.
Winning, depends because it's a huge shift in playstyle, so I wouldn't know. Yeah. So what I did was just get the race player back, the one that's used to the playstyle, so that I don't have to, we don't have to switch so much because this is the way we wanted to play.
I see. But then if Raze isn't the determining duelist anymore going forward, as we now hear about the satchel nerfs, does that mean that there might be a backtracking of the decision making that you guys had before? Like you sort of maybe are you second doubting yourself now, or
No, I mean,
it is what it
no,
is?
I don't think I can second guess myself. I think it's the same as in game. You know, like if I second guess my decisions as coaching, I think you lose respect. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
you can just like you can admit you're wrong is different from like saying I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong.
yeah,
Um, um, yeah, but Chaya's in RQ, you know, so
yeah.
there's
It's not getting
no
it back. Yeah.
there's no backtracking from there. Yeah, but I mean, like, look, I believe good players can switch agents. I think we've proved it. You know, every one of my players can is very very flexible. I think Ting has to learn.
Hmm.
You know, he doesn't play KO very well, so I'll find some place for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Not KO,
Not KO. Okay.
not KO.
In the context of international tournaments, I think this might be the first time PRX came into a tournament as the overwhelming favorites, and this is largely because Sentinel's defending champions wasn't here. Loud for the first time since 2021 isn't here. Yeah, Fnatic doesn't quite look their usual selves. Did that add extra pressure onto you guys? Did that shift the team's mentality? Sort of, for the first time, you guys aren't coming in as like sort of slight underdogs or maybe second, third favorites.
I mean, first of all, we are all very surprised that we're overwhelming favorites. I understand the narrative, you know, but like if you look the way we play, like people think that like it's just slotting in. It's like no, we had 5 months with a new roster and we're trying to get here. Sure, we beat Genji in the finals, but then like that's a different thing. You know, when it's a regional matchup, you know, you're like playing a cat and mouse game with them in terms of like anti-shredding.
Hmm.
So when we came here, we're like, yo, like what the hell's going on, right? Like why is everyone rating us so highly?
Yeah.
But I mean, we can't. But if we want to win a title, I think one day we would be called favorites, you know, eventually.
Hmm.
And maybe this is the time where we are. I think we just need to learn to deal with it. And about pressure, yeah, there is pressure. I think everyone says that like, oh, this is if we don't win this event, we will never win any event. You know, I don't believe that, but you know, like sometimes you read this kind of stuff and it gets into your head, you know. And I think like the G2 game, you know, like we didn't start strong. I don't think it was because of pressure. I think it was because like they were a lot better than we gave them credit for.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But I also wanted to ask on that same vein that there's a new system, obviously, for this Masters where the first seed obviously skips the entire first stage, and then you guys get to pick your first round opponents. Do you think this is a strong advantage for the first seed coming in, or do you think it's a bit overrated in terms of that sort of as an advantage?
I mean, three of the first seeds lost, so
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. I don't like it because I understand the storyline narratives is good for audience. You know, I personally as a competitor, I just think it's like it's not what I want. You know, I just wanna know who I'm playing, and after I just play.
Yeah.
So we didn't really put much thought into picking it. I think I honestly the way we played that day,
Mhm.
G2 was very very hard. You know, but we would have had a hard game against anyone as well. Like we were just not there most of the time.
Do you
And it
think
was
that?
very frustrating.
Sorry, do you
Yep.
think that was part of the risk, the cold start, coming in, and this is your first game, and it's already in playoffs? You're against a team that's had like a week to warm up into the tournament.
Maybe for this tournament, it's a bit of a weird circumstances. Like it's a bit hard to scrim, it's a bit hard to play rank, you know.
Mm,
So it's a lot of like I think we had to learn to do like different things, and it was a bit strange. I
yeah.
think I think we would like to have practiced a little bit more,
Hmm.
but we couldn't. But I don't think that's the real reason. Like I mean, bottom line is we just didn't play well enough. You know, I think that look, other teams play fine, right? They
Yeah.
absolutely smashed. I don't know who they played, and someone
Foot.
and Foot, yeah, Foot
Yeah.
was playing well on the event.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't believe it's a close fight. I think we should have played better, and we should have given G2 a better fight, no matter what, especially on Bayern.
Okay. Okay. Um, I wanted to ask as well. You spoke in an earlier interview with one of my colleagues where you said you like to come into a tournament and you have like a goal set in mind that, okay, we want to place at least this. So, what would be an acceptable position for you guys to end on? Would it be nothing short of a grand finals would be good for you guys? Grand finals finish? Like, well,
No, I
where
mean
exactly? You?
the same for every event that we go to. We want to play in the big arena, so top four will be great. I mean, I believe we can go a bit further,
Hmm.
but like I will settle for top four. You know, like hopefully we get to the grand finals. I think that the atmosphere will be electric. I think that would be where we really want to play. But as long as we get to the main stage, I would say it's a pretty good job.
Top four. Well, at what
Yeah.
point do you think we need to win this event? Nothing short of winning the
No,
event will be
never.
acceptable. Never.
Never. Yeah. I believe that just puts ridiculous pressure on yourself. Like, look, when you come to these tournaments, right, and this is not like uh, this is not like CS:GO. You know, like sometimes you get hit by stuff that you've never seen before. There's the ability to adapt in game. It's like there's a limit to it. You know what I mean? You have to rely on your protocols, your systems, and all.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes people just don't want you to win. I think yesterday was it yesterday? I think Fnatic Fire almost single handedly carried Fnatic across bind this thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but one of those maps, like he was absolutely incredible. You know, sometimes these things happen. You know, I mean, the guy just decides I'm gonna hit every shot today, and that's it. You
Yeah.
know, what I mean, that's the way Valorant goes. And I think we have the mindset that we go into these kind of events and we are like, okay, we try our best, we go as far as we can. But if we put expectations to win, then I mean, energy expectations to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it,
You
I,
just
f- I feel
crumble
that
under
I
it.
feel that I feel that yeah, it's very very hard.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it works for them, but like the definitely doesn't work for us.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Moving. You are one of the few top organizations at the tier one level that doesn't really have like a large, incredibly large support staff. I know some Korean organizations even have like 4 to 5 different like position coaches and whatnot, and but you're sort of working on your own. Does that add a lot of pressure to get results in a way where you don't have anyone sort of to bounce off ideas, anyone that sort of like can say no against you? It's just pretty much you and the 5 guys.
Russia, no, but sometimes I feel that I can do a little bit more, and I didn't. So sometimes I feel I underprepared them.
Hmm.
That being said, we do have like I have analysts people know from India. I also have another analyst that's from Singapore.
Yeah.
That's helping me out remotely. They are part time. They have their own jobs. So they just do things when they want. So I mean, I have a healthy discussion with them, but by and large, like I help run the team. But it's
Okay.
not a one man effort. Like it's me and the team. And we they all contribute.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sort of final question. Do you have sort of any words you want to say, perhaps to fans or anyone you want to speak about that we haven't covered in this interview?
No, I mean the usual. I'm very very thankful to all the fans, especially seeing the reception we have in China. It's actually very heartwarming. We did not expect like I heard that we're popular in China, but like we're very popular. It's a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
It always is a shock because we come from a region that's not really FPS dominant. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the fact that we're here able to compete with everyone around the world and place highly, I think that we're very very grateful. So thank you all for the support.
Mhm.
And I hope we go to MCA Spencer Arena and we'll try our best to be there. Okay, guys. We'll try our best. But it's looking a bit hard for us, but we'll try.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much for your time, Alex, and hopefully I get a chance to talk to you. Best
Just
of luck in your next
thank you.
games. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.